Hello.
Sound check.
Mabuhay from the Philippines, an economy with one of the most amazing growth stories in Asia. Behind this remarkable growth is an even more remarkable people. A nation that will be home to more than 100 million by 2016. This is a large base of consumers whose potential is just beginning to be realized. The best way to access this up-and-coming consumption story is an investment in Pure Gold Price Club, a grocery retailer that aims to deliver low prices every day to every family in every corner of the Philippines. Good evening, I'm James, and with me are Reg, Ed, Chris, and Garby, and we're here to present our investment recommendation for Pure Gold. In a growing industry, Pure Gold is a good company and a great stock, making us recommend a buy at a target price of 40.16 pesos, a 25% upside. Our recommendation is driven by three highlights. First, direct consumption is a promising story to invest in. While a large and rapidly growing population supports resilient consumption, the market is still underserved with modern grocery retail only at the opening stages of development. Second, Pure Gold has the best access to this consumption with its aggressive growth strategy. A broad-based play accesses all income segments of the population, and a national rollout will double store count by 2016. Third, a DCF valuation confirms that Pure Gold is a stock that promises premium performance. Its 25% upside potential is based on a healthy earning stream that will drive both growth in net income and free cash. But first, let's take an overview of the company. Pure Gold is a pioneer in the Philippine grocery industry. It introduced the hypermarket in the Philippines and now has 3 other store formats targeting different income segments of the population. Second, it is the first major player to target traditional mom-and-pop stores as customers with a reseller program. While an innovator, it has a simple and tested proposition, selling food and other household commodities at everyday low prices. Now, how will this proposition drive growth? Let's step back and look at the macro story.
With a promising population of 100 million by 2016, the Philippines is the fastest growing population in Asia Pacific at 2%. This trend has driven domestic consumption, which has also been resilient, posting growth over the past 60 years throughout every financial crisis. Despite the opportunity, the market is still underserved, with the penetration of the Philippine modern retail at one of the lowest in Asia Pacific. Looking at the industry, the market is underserved in more ways than one. First, major players have focused on serving middle to high-income segments. They have rarely targeted the low-income segment, the DE market, which is comprised of 90 million people. Second, the popular mom-and-pop stores, which the Filipinos call sari-sari store, have traditionally served this market. They offer an informal credit system, sachet-sized merchandising, and proximity to neighborhoods. With a rough estimate of 1 million such stores, they virtually dot every neighborhood of the Philippines. Third, the southern Philippines is even less developed in terms of modern retail saturation at 43% of that of Manila. With a total population of 40 million people, it is even larger than the entire population of Canada. As we can see, all of these market factors present a huge untapped potential.
And Pure Gold turns this potential into an opportunity through its aggressive growth strategy. With its 4 store formats, Pure Gold captures all income segments from A to E. Hypermarkets, supermarkets, and discounters capture a massive market of middle to low income consumers with their everyday low price strategy. These stores enjoy a weekly traffic of 18 million customers. That's like the entire Singapore visiting Pure Gold 3 times in a week. Also, Pure Gold, with its SNR, targets the high-income consumers through the wide selection of its imported goods. It has a captive market of 215,000 members, representing 20% of the addressable market. Pure Gold also turns the challenge of traditional retail into an opportunity. Rather than compete, It leverages on the distribution reach of these traditional mom-and-pop stores to the mass market. With a dedicated reseller program that offers rebates and business support, it is a massive base of 220,000 members, contributing 35% of their total sales. Consumption growth along all income segments and steady sales growth from these traditional mom-and-pop stores will drive a revenue growth of 6.4% in the short term, stabilizing at 3.8% in the long term. Meanwhile, Southern Philippines will be a key area of expansion for Pure Gold's national store rollout. Looking at the market size, we project a potential of 91 hypermarkets in the region. To expand in Northern Philippines, its home turf, Pure Gold will acquire more chains with good locations and convert them to Pure Gold stores after its successful acquisition of Parco and Company E in the past year. Altogether, Pure Gold's store network will almost double from 150 to 260 by 2016, resulting to a total net selling space of more than 458,000 square meters, large enough to cover 47 Kuala Lumpur convention centers. This will also boost revenue growth in the short term to an amazing 17% until 2016. Now, how will this aggressive growth strategy make Pure Gold a great stock? Here's Chris.
This forecasted revenue growth of 17% in the short term, driven by same-store sales growth and new store revenues, translates to healthy earning streams. SNR's high-margin products, accompanied by better rates from suppliers as Pure Gold scales up, will improve gross margins. Scale economies will compound the positive impact on the bottom line, with a higher net profit margin of 8.9% by 2016. The resulting abundance in free cash is supported by efficient asset management, improving our ROE to 22%. High free cash flow is sufficient to meet CapEx needs and still support an amazing dividend payout ratio of 60%. With aggressive cash flows expected, we use the discounted cash flow method to obtain the long-term value, and we recommend a buy for Pure Gold at a target price of 40.16 pesos, representing a 25% upside potential. This valuation is supported by empirically sound assumptions consistent with Pure Gold's growth catalysts. The DCF perpetual growth rate is justified since its components are the SSS growth drivers, long-term analogs weighted by their expected revenue contributions. PER analysis further confirms the attractiveness of the stock. Pure Gold has better value in both the local and regional markets, since its PEG is lower than local consumer-themed peers, while its PE is lower than other grocery retailers throughout Asia Pacific. This results to an upside of 31%, confirming our buy rating.
Of course, with any investment comes risk. A recession caused by the sovereign debt crisis in the EU could impact overseas remittances, which is a consumption growth driver, and this could thus impact same-store sales growth for Pure Gold. However, remittances have historically grown through the recession, and Pure Gold manages these global risks by allocating 70% of goods sold to food. Because whatever happens, people will continue to buy food, and this risk mitigation is evidenced by Pure Gold's beta of 0.81. Failed execution in the southern Philippines could increase cost of goods and thus decrease net income. And even worse, this could decrease the number of projected stores in the south. Pure Gold receives logistical support from large suppliers with the top multinationals. And furthermore, Pure Gold has already begun its flagship store in the south, allowing itself to make any room for adjustments and operations. And with an attractive industry, we expect heightened competition with top competitor SM Retail having similar aggressive expansion plans, which could also reduce the number of projected stores in the south. With modern retail only at a saturation of 17 square meters per 1,000 inhabitants, we believe that this is a market for more than one player. However, Pure Gold differentiates by maintaining strong relationships with both suppliers and resellers, giving it a unique competitive advantage. Now, allotting for risks, we took into account different scenarios for our sensitivity analysis in our DCF model. And in 3 scenarios, Pure Gold remains a definite buy. So why buy Pure Gold? In a growing industry, Pure Gold is both a good company and a great stock. Pure Gold gives access to a great investment in the future of 100 million Filipinos. pioneering better prices every day for every Filipino family, wherever they may be. This is a company that promises to deliver premium stock performance. Thank you so much, and we are now open to your questions.